Hello everybody, my name is Jason. I am coming to you today with a class on the introduction to fire extinguishers. Let's see, first of all, to understand how to extinguish a fire or the methods of extinguishing a fire, you must first have an understanding of the nature of fire. This is key to understanding how fire extinguishing agents work and how they differ from one another. All fires require three basic ingredients, which is fuel, heat, and oxygen. Scientifically, burning is known as rapid oxidation. It is a chemical process that occurs when fuel is combined with oxygen, resulting in the formation of ash or other waste products, and the release of energy and heat and light is formed. The combustion process begins when fuel is heated to its kindling temperature, also known as a kindling point or the ignition point, the temperature at which it begins to burn. The energy that initiates the process can come from many different sources. It can come from a spark or a flame, it can come from friction, it can come from electrical energy, and it can come from chemical reactions. Once a substance begins to burn, it will generally continue to burn as long as there is an adequate supply of oxygen and fuel to sustain the chemical reaction, unless something else interrupts it or interrupts the process. Most extinguishers stop the burning by cooling down the fuel below its kindling temperature, by cutting off oxygen, or by combining the two techniques. The different agents used in extinguishers interrupt the complex system of molecular chain reactions that occur between the heated fuel and the oxygen. The purpose of a fire extinguisher is to extinguish incipient fires, control fires where traditional methods are not recommended. Incipient fires are fires that have not begun to spread past their ignition point or beyond the area of origin. Using water on fires that have electrical equipment attached to them, or that the fire is a source from electrical energy, increases the chance of firefighters or civilians getting electrocuted. Special extinguishing agents are also required for fires that involve flammable liquids, cooking oils, and combustible metals. Portable fire extinguishers are required in a variety of occupancies. They are easy to operate even with minimal training. People are encouraged to keep them in their homes, their vehicles, and in places or placed in locations that are the greatest risk of fire probability, such as kitchens and garages. Extinguishers vary in size and the type of extinguishing agent used. Agents include water with additives, dry chemicals, dry powders, gaseous agents, and dry chemicals. Each agent for a specific type of fire. Selecting the appropriate type of extinguisher is very critical. Portable backpack extinguishers are used to control and overhaul wildland fires or outdoor fires. Those are mainly, they just expel water. So it's like a backpack, it holds more water. It's what a lot of the wildland firefighters use. Let's see. Other special type extinguishers are appropriate for situations where the application of water would be dangerous, ineffective, or undesirable. It is essential to match the right extinguisher agent to the right fire. Some agents are more efficient on certain fires, just like some agents will not control certain fires. Other agents are dangerous when applied to certain fires. Fires are grouped by their characteristics, also known as classes of fire. Each class of fire is characterized by a given letter. There are 5 classes of fire, labeled as Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, and Class K fires. Class A fires involve ordinary combustibles such as wood, paper, cloth, rubber, household rubbish, and some plastics. Natural vegetation, such as grass and trees, are also considered to be Class A fires. Water is the most commonly used extinguishing agent for Class A fires, although several other agents can be used effectively. Class B fires involve flammable or combustible liquids such as gasoline, oil and grease, tar, lacquer, oil-based paints, and some plastics. Fires also involving flammable gases such as propane or natural gas are also considered or characterized by Class B fires. Several different agents are approved for Class B fires. Class C fires involve energized electrical equipment, which includes any devices that uses, produces, or delivers electrical energy. Class C fires could involve building wiring and outlets, fuse boxes, circuit breakers, transformers, generators, and electrical motors. Equipment must be plugged in or connected to an electrical source, but not necessarily operating in order to be considered a Class C fire. This equipment includes items such as power tools, lighting fixtures, household appliances, and electronics devices such as televisions, radios, computers, etc. Granted, electricity does not burn, but electrical energy can generate tremendous amount of heat that can ignite Class A and Class B fires. Class D fires, these fires involve combustible metals such as magnesium, titanium, zirconium, sodium, lithium, and potassium. There are special techniques and extinguishing agents required to fight these types of metal fires. Normal extinguishing agents can react violently, even explosively, if they come into contact with burning metals. Violent reactions also can occur when water strikes burning metals that are combustible. These fires are most commonly found in industrial occupancies like machine shops, repair shops. Also, they're found in airplanes and automobiles. Class K fires involve combustible cooking oils and fats. The use of high efficiency modern cooking equipment and the trend toward using vegetable oils instead of animal fats to fry food required the development of a new class of fires, which is Class K fires. Also developed the new requirements for extinguishing agents. Some restaurants are still using extinguishing agents that are approved for Class B fires. Portable fire extinguishers are classified and rated based on their characteristics and capabilities. This information is very important when selecting the proper extinguisher to fight the particular fire. When it's discharged on a fire, it forms, I guess skipped over a couple things there. All right. So, an extinguisher agent is the substance contained in a portable fire extinguisher that puts out a fire. The best extinguishing agents for a particular hazard depends on several factors, including the types of materials involved and the anticipated size of the fire. Portable fire extinguishers use 7 basic types of extinguishing agents. They are water, dry chemicals, carbon dioxide, foam, wet chemicals, halogenated agents, and dry powder. Water is an efficient, plentiful, and inexpensive extinguishing agent. When applied to fire, water converts from liquid to steam, absorbing the heat in the process. Water is very effective in extinguishing Class A fires. Many Class A fires absorb water, which lowers the temperature of the fuel and prevents rekindling. Water is a much less extinguishing agent for other fire classes. Dry chemical fire extinguishers deliver a stream of very finely ground particles onto the fire. Different chemical compounds are used to produce extinguishers of varying capabilities and characteristics. The dry chemical extinguishing agent works in 2 ways. First, the dry chemicals interrupt the chemical chain reactions that occur within the combustion process. In addition, the tremendous surface area of the finely ground particles allows it to absorb large quantities of heat, which slows down the temperature or the kindling temperature of the fire. Dry chemicals are effective on Class B and Class C fires. Class B fires are the flammable liquids and gases, and Class C are the energized electrical fires. Carbon dioxide fire extinguishers, also known as CO2, is a gas CO2 is a gas that is 1.5 times heavier than air. When it's discharged on a fire, it forms a dense cloud that displaces the air surrounding the fuel, which interrupts the combustion process by reducing the amount of oxygen that can reach the fuel. Carbon dioxide is rated for Class B and Class C fires as well. Foam fire extinguishers discharge a water-based solution with a measured amount of foam concentrate added. The nozzles on foam extinguishers are designed to introduce air into the stream, thus producing a foam blanket. Foam extinguishing agents are formulated for use on either Class A or Class B fires. Class A foam extinguishers for ordinary combustible fires extinguish fires in the same way water extinguishes fires. Class B foam extinguisher discharge a foam solution that floats across the surface of a burning liquid and prevents the fuel from vaporizing. The foam blanket forms a barrier between the fuel and the oxygen, extinguishing the flames and preventing reignition. Wet chemical agents. Wet chemical extinguishers are the only type of extinguishers to qualify under the new Class K rating requirements. They use wet chemical extinguishing agents, which are chemicals applied as water solutions. The Class K wet chemical agents include aqueous solutions of potassium acetate, potassium carbonate, and potassium citrate, either singly or in various combinations. These wet agents convert the fatty acids in the cooking oils or fats into a soap or a foam. This is a process known as saponification. These agents are very effective at extinguishing cooking oil fires, and clean up afterward is much easier, allowing businesses to open sooner. Halogenated agents are agents produced from a family of liquid gases known as halogens that include fluorine, bromine, iodine, and chlorine. Halogenated extinguishing agents are called clean agents because they leave no residue and are ideally suited for areas that contain computers or sensitive electronic equipment. Halogenated agents release a mist of vapor and liquid droplets to disrupt the molecular chain reactions within the combustion process to extinguish the fire. These agents dissipate rapidly in windy conditions, as does carbon dioxide, so their effectiveness is limited in outdoor locations. Because these agents are also displace oxygen, they should be used with care in confined spaces. Dry powders. These extinguishing agents are chemical compounds used to extinguish fires involving combustible metals, or Class D fires. These agents are stored in a fine granular or powdered form and are applied to smother the fire. They form a solid crust over the burning metal to exclude oxygen and absorb heat. All portable fire extinguishers use pressure to expel the extinguishing agent. All right, so here we have portable extinguisher, and this is a Class A extinguisher. Okay, so most handheld extinguishers have 6 basic parts. They have the cylinder, right? The cylinder or the container that contains the actual agent itself. You also have the handle or the carrying handle, which is located right here. You have the nozzle or the horn. You have the pressure gauge, and then you have your pull safety pin. So in order to operate, you would have to pull a safety pin, aim away from the fire, squeeze as the pressure goes off, sweep into the fire, and then sweep the fire away, which we will do in the demonstration period after we take this quick break. Thank you for attending.